Folks, all signs point to this. The big story that we have been covering the past couple months is how do the Warriors sign Quinten Post as a full player on the NBA team, a two-way player, or a G League player. Right now, he's none. He's still none, but your boy put his investigator hat on, and I see the path the Warriors are going. They just filled their roster, but Quinten Post isn't on it. So Randy, how's that going to be? Where is he going to play? Is he going to not be a Warrior? He will be. And on this episode of Warriors Digest, I'm going to take you through what I think the Warriors' plan is because they just signed 2 more players. The full 21-man roster is now filled. So where does Quinten Post play into it? You're about to find out. Randy Silver on Warriors Digest. Please like and subscribe. October 1st, training camp starts in Hawaii, and we are so close to October 1st. Right now, recording is September 19th, less than 2 weeks away. Like, subscribe, follow Warriors Digest for all your Warriors news. We report on stuff that the mainstream doesn't. So here you go. As I mentioned, Golden State's offseason camp roster is now filled. New season roster now filled. 21 players. No Quinten Post. So what do they have to do? 1, a sign and waive somebody else. So you sign Quinten Post, you waive a player, and that could give them an Exhibit 10 contract, which I'm going to break down, or a two-way contract, or they cut somebody from the regular team. They sign them that way, which is a little bit less realistic for a second-round player, even if he's 7 foot. So most likely, Warriors are going to get him on a two-way contract or an Exhibit 10. Allow him to be a part of this organization. Duh. Okay, so how is this happening? Well, the Warriors just signed Javan Johnson and Donta Scott to a Exhibit 10 contract. Each of them received an Exhibit 10 contract. Per Hoops Hype, Michael Scotto on Tuesday. So this fills our roster. Let's show you. Boom. Right here. So you see the names in TC. Training camp contract. Javan Johnson and Donta Scott have filled those spots. In addition to Yuri Collins, who was signed late last week, and Jackson Rowe, we've known about for a while. Your two-way players, Pat Spencer, Reese Beekman, the undrafted rookie from Virginia, and Daquan Plowden, who had a great summer league. Pat Spencer was a two-way player last year. Of course, you have the 1 through 14. What you don't see is Quinten Post. If you look on the right side of the screen, total salary, $176. Total apron hit, $177. We only have $500,000 of cap space. We can't go over it, which is why we cannot sign Quinten Post. He doesn't fit into the 15-player contract. That has to be an NBA minimum salary, which is over the $500,000. So he has to come in as a two-way player or training camp contract, and then potentially go down to only G League. So this is where we're going to go to. This is the full roster. You see it right here. So Randy, how do we do this? Folks, first off, I'm going to break down Johnson and Scott in a second, but comment your thoughts. You like that? You don't like that? Probably have no idea who they are. I'll tell you. All right, let's get in a little bit deeper. So what is an Exhibit 10 contract? It's a 1-year, non-guaranteed minimum salary contract. You may have never heard of it before, so I want to break it down so you understand the mindset of the Warriors and these players. It was introduced in the 2017 collective bargaining agreement. Exhibit 10 contracts are 1-year deals worth the minimum salary. Could be as little as $5,000 bonus, all the way up to $75,000. Here's an example. An undrafted rookie signs with the Jazz as an Exhibit 10 contract. $75,000 bonus. He attends camp with the Jazz, but is waived before the regular season begins. Utah can designate him as an affiliate player in order to retain his G League rights. In that scenario, if the rookie elects to play in the G League for Salt Lake City Stars, boom, he's there. He gets $75K on the bonus. However, if he opts to play overseas after being waived by the Jazz, he won't get his bonus. So basically, it's a way for a team to hang on to a player. I want to say tether a player to the Warriors in this case. So that way, if they don't sign them and they go somewhere else, No harm, no foul. But if they do waive them, they can go down to the G League team and there's no bidding. They get that person. So now we go back to what we have here. You have Collins, Johnson, Rowe, and Scott on Exhibit 10 contracts. So that means if they're waived during training camp, they will be with the Warriors if they go down to the G League team. Do not expect anything, most likely, from Collins, Johnson, Rowe, and Scott on the main roster. There's a reason why they're training camp players. Stuff happens. Maybe they're doing great in Santa Cruz Warriors. Injuries on the big team. Maybe they get called up. But that's what the two-way players are for. So they're really there to help fill out the G League team. Now, again, you look, Quinten Post, how does it really affect him? This means they don't want him to be a training camp contract. They don't want him to go down to the G League only. If they were, they would have put him to the training camp area, Exhibit 10. That means they want him on the main roster in some capacity. If it's a full-time player or as a two-way player, meaning Spencer, Beekman, Plowden. Something may happen to them to make him a two-way player so he plays for the Santa Cruz Warriors in Santa Cruz, California, and then drive up the freeway to San Francisco, California, Highway 17 through the mountains, one of the most dangerous freeways in the United States, cruise up the interstate and the Chase Center in the middle of San Francisco. Some other information about Exhibit 10, just to make you more educated. A team can't carry more than 6 10-exhibit contracts at one time. An Exhibit 10 contract can only be converted to a two-way deal before the regular season begins. An Exhibit 10 contract that gets converted to a two-way deal can subsequently be converted into a standard NBA contract. And the bonus. So again, what does this mean? They could have had Quinten Post as a Exhibit 10 contract. But for him to be on the main roster, they would have had to convert it to a two-way deal and you lose that spot. So if you already know you're going to try to do that or get him on the main roster, why put him on an Exhibit 10 contract? That takes away someone you may want to be dedicated to the G League team. So that's why you don't have him in that scenario. So as I already mentioned, the addition of Johnson and Scott came after Yuri Collins signed a couple days ago. What did they bring? Johnson and Collins both played for the Santa Cruz Warriors, the G League team last season. Scott suited up for the NBA Summer League team in Vegas. For the Dubs last season in the G League team, 34 games. Johnson averaged 11 points, 3 rebounds, 23 minutes. Collins appeared in 34 games, 6 points, 5 assists, 24 rebounds. Scott was undrafted this summer out of Maryland, averaged 5 points and 4 rebounds during Summer League, per Yahoo Sports. So nothing crazy here. No eye-popping stats, but some players that you want on the G League team. So now, you're building up the G League roster, expect them to be starters. Randy, where does Quinten Post come in? How do they get him on this roster? Per Anthony Slater, very, very in the know Warriors reporter, he will be on a two-way contract. That means they're not looking to get rid of anybody from this team. So probably not cutting Santos, not going to cut Waters. A two-way contract means he's going to be in that spot with Pat Spencer, Beekman, or Plowden. Probably not getting rid of Spencer because you need a backup point guard. You got Steph Curry, you got Brandon. Other than that, you really don't have another point guard. It's either Spencer or Beekman. And do you trust an undrafted rookie or someone who's been in your system multiple years, showed out at Summer League, and knows what to do in key situations when he's called upon? So per what the reports are saying, the Warriors are most likely to waive Reese Beekman and allow him to move down to the Santa Cruz Warriors on a G League contract. By him being with the training camp, this will for a couple days, this will tie them, per that Exhibit 10 type of scenario, to the Warriors. And then when they waive him and they go ahead and put Quinten Post in that spot, they can move Beekman down to the G League Warriors. This is a great call. Why is this a great call? One, Beekman's been a little bit hurt. We haven't seen him really at all in the Warriors jersey. Two, undrafted rookie out of Virginia. A great two-way player, multiple-time defensive player, all defensive team in the ACC, was Defensive Player of the Year one year. So someone you want to keep in the system and grow and build, but you're going to play him or want him or Quinten Post to get up there. having a 7-footer, being able to move up and down, get more experience playing for the Warriors and Santa Cruz, come up and help the main roster is big. So this makes to me a lot of sense that's why that would happen. Again, you got to get Beekman in, 2-way contract, let him go, and then you can drop him down to the Santa Cruz Warriors. You won't be part of the training camp contract. You'll be able to go straight into it, and then you put Quinten Post in that spot. So your starting 5 for the G League is probably Plowden, Post, Spencer, maybe Beekman, Collins. You got Rowe there. Whoever moves up and down that starting roster will change. But that is where the Warriors are going, and that's my inference, my Randy Silver Inspector Gadget hat. Now, let me know your thoughts, you folks. Let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with this? Do you not agree with this? I think this makes perfect sense. This is what all the signs are pointing to. I've seen nothing from the Warriors that talk about what they want to do, but this is me doing my investigation, and I'm feeling pretty confident this makes a lot of sense. Comment your thoughts. Let me know. And again, if you like this episode, like, subscribe to Warriors Digest. Training camp is 2 weeks away. We give you all the information. No BS here. Randy Silver, Warriors Digest, out.